Hey chaps, welcome to our home. In today's video, we will learn about Annie Besant's biography that will motivate you. Let's get started. Annie Besant's child life. She came to India from England and fought against British rule for the freedom of the Indian people, including the education of the feminist people. Mother Annie Besant is one of the most important national leaders who worked for our country. Annie Besant was born on October 1, 1847, into a middle-class family of Irish descent. Her parents were Dr. William Waite and his mother was Emily. It was her mother's friend who came to comfort her, at the age of 5, when her father died. She not only gave comfort but also provided better education. She taught that a woman can have a positive impact on the community and that requires better education and a clear vision. She also expanded his knowledge while attending school with excellent schooling and reading many books. She was not just a bookworm but also toured many countries. He traveled to many European countries and learned many lessons from his travel experiences. He learned about the world through the books he read and the opportunity to learn about himself through the journeys she undertook. Marriage life. In 1867, in her 20s, she married Frank Besant. But within a few days of the marriage, he went to the Chilla village as a village pastor. Disagreement over the special status of the special couple who had 2 children in 2 years, such as money, freedom, and political views, led to the breakdown of their marriages. Annie Besant wrote short stories, children's books, articles, etc. The reason why all the money thus obtained went to her husband was that the women had no property during that period. Possession of women also goes to the husband. Mother Annie Besant voiced support for the plantation workers who fought for the right of life and wage increases to form the Plantation Workers Union. However, Annie Besant's husband, Frank Besant, was in favor of the plantation owners, and Annie Besant's action was not likable and humiliating. She divorced in 1877, a few months after they disagreed. Not only that but the death of the mother who loved the lawsuit in court to feed the rights over the children, all this increased the distrust of religions to her. She moved to London with her child after the divorce. These 7 years of family life made him question religious doctrines. Even after having a child, her interest in studies continued to increase. Overcome of depression. She began his studies part-time in London. Her political activities and writings were among the works that caused great controversy in the context. So the research papers he wrote were blocked from being published by the leaders of the rebellion. Despite all the objects he moved forward. She continued to fight not only for her life but for all women like herself for many reasons such as freedom of expression, feminism, secularism, birth control, social justice, and labor rights. Annie Besant's words and deeds made an impact in England. Annie Besant was sculpting herself into not only thoughts about herself but also writing and talking about all the women in public life. Footprint on India. In 1893, Swami Vivekananda began his talk with my brothers and sisters and got a greeting at the World Conference on Religion in Chicago. She arrived in India the same year in the southeastern port of Thoothukudi, realizing that the results of the search of answers to the mysteries of the wonders of the universe would be available in India. She was one of the warriors who liberated the Indians who were suffering in the darkness of slavery under British rule and drove the flag down as if to wipe out the British and destroyed the forts and exits to their country. Congress movement. She supported the liberation of the country and emancipation of the Indian women. Because of his involvement in politics and social justice, he joined the Congress movement for Indian independence. Annie Besant was the first woman to lead to Congress Party, took charge as the leader for 1 year. She was revolutionary by nature and was greatly affected by the British repression. Attended the Indian Congress Conference at Surat in 1907 and won the conference in Lucknow by uniting the 2 factions, except for a large section which was likely to divide due to differences of opinion between the clergy and extremists. She then started the Home Rule movement and established its branches across the country. During Annie Besant's tenure, she toured the country and strengthened the team. I will teach education to girls. I will not allow women to get married before the age of 21. I will impose conditions on widow remarriage. Not only that, she wanted to make way for the poor, educated, and hungry. She started a school for the underprivileged children in Chennai Udyar and named the school Alkit. Annie Besant calls for reforms in the Indian education system at Vishyapan College, Chennai. Alkit was the head of the Brahminical church, but after his death, she was chosen to be its leader. She not only devoted himself entirely to the community but also raised awareness by honestly and boldly sharing ideas with the community, and his freedom of expression faced many oppositions. She established the Sons and Daughters organization in 1912 with the goal of treating sons and daughters without discrimination in the family and in society. Comrade Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy. She was joined by Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy, who is proud to be the first member of the Parliament of India. It is not surprising that the two social reformers agreed on the consensus. Along with Dr. Muthulakshmi, she made several efforts to establish equal rights and equal education for women. She was the one who instilled the idea that India should get independence and fight for it. In 1913, she published a collection of articles entitled India Awake, which spread the word about liberation throughout the country. In support of the liberation struggle, she started the Commonwealth in 1913 and New India newspapers in 1914 in Chennai. The war of self-government in India came to an end after the end of the First World War. It was a great surprise to the people that an English woman was fighting for Indian independence. Youth Federation of India. Then she created the Youth Association, realized the need for an organization to unite the youth in the country. She aimed to develop the association into a politically conscious center for the younger citizen through academic debate, as well as how we strengthen the body through the gym. Bala Gangadhar Tilak was instrumental in launching the liberation movement in Chennai. The movement was led by freedom fighter Dadabhai Naoroji. The tentacles of the Annihilation Pure Liberation War fell like a tree all over the country. His slogan of freedom resonated in many places. Her tours and public meetings were banned by the British government. Come back with a roar. On June 15, 1924, Annie Besant was arrested along with other Congress leaders. Condemning their arrest, the Congress movement and the Muslim League announced that they would go on a satyagraha, so the disorganized British government released them in September. Liberated. Annie Besant loved India and the Indians too. Mahatma Gandhi praises Annie Besant as the one who lifted the Indians back from their slumber and gave them a sense of liberation. Tamil scholar Mr. V.K. was clearly attracted by her. Her revolt ignited the coal that was burning inside me and made me left Wesley College. It completely transformed my way of life by being the editor of the patriotic magazine, the involvement of the labor movement. Annie Besant has transformed into my mother. During his travels not only to India but also to Britain, he addressed public platforms in support of Indian liberation there as well. In 1929 she wrote a report entitled Commonwealth of India and sent it to Britain Parliament. At the age of 81, she left active politics and, with the help of the Indian philosopher Jita Krishnamurti, became involved in the progress of the Brahminical Council. The last days. She thought she could spend his last days in Kashi but lived in Udyar due to his ill health. Born in England, raised in the UK, and living in India for the last 40 years, she was the founder of the Mothers Association for Women, fought against white supremacy in India, imprisoned and waged feminist wars. The life of Annie Besant, who lived a political life without any likes or dislikes, should be a lesson for selfish politicians. Annie Besant died in Udyar, Chennai on September 20, 1933, at the age of 87. The demise of Mother Annie Besant is lost in the hearts of the Indian people. That's it for today's video. Let us meet on another special video. Never forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this content with your loved ones. Thank you, chaps.